Hi YouTube, Xbolt here. Today I'm going to be talking about quitting smoking. One of the most difficult things that if you ask any smoker and they've quit smoking, they'll tell you that it's one of the biggest challenges that they've had in their life to overcome. And if you talk to many smokers who have been smoking for a long period of time, who still smoke, and they hear of somebody who has quit smoking, they envy that person. And there's not too many smokers out there that I can tell you that I've heard, oh, they quit, there's no way I'm quitting. Why did they quit? And there's a lot of reasons to quit smoking. My reason, well, affecting my breathing. I could really start to feel it. I've been smoking over 30 years, and it was time for me to give up smoking and quit. That was it. So I've tried in the past. I've tried the patch. I've tried the gum, I've tried cold turkey, and recently, 6 weeks ago, I've tried the pill. So I took my pill regularly. Unfortunately, after 3 weeks, I was getting side effects um, that were just not bearable for me. And I won't get into those side effects, but I just couldn't take that pill anymore. And I started researching on the internet and YouTube on other ways, other alternative ways that I could try to quit smoking. And I found one. It's the electronic cigarette. And I'm sure many people out there have done research on the electronic cigarette. And some people are just new and learning about it right now. Well, to me, it's a life-saving product. And I'll go through some points that I hope make sense. In a regular cigarette, 4,000 chemicals, carcinogens, which cause cancer. They're not good for you. They smell bad. They make you smell bad. Your taste is altered. Your smell is altered. And it's nasty. I mean, look at today's society. I mean, like, you've got to pretty much go hide in the woods to have a cigarette. And I don't blame them. I don't blame non-smokers. Why should they breathe in something that could kill them as well? I agree. And we should be secluded in an area if you're going to smoke regular cigarettes. Myself, I'm 6 weeks, cigarette free, and I don't smoke real cigarettes anymore. And, you know the great part of it? I don't crave a cigarette. I don't want a cigarette. It's like life is just going on normal for me without any changes. I actually feel so guilty about the electronic cigarette that I feel like I'm actually still smoking, but I'm not. And what's in the electronic cigarette? Well, it's based in, the product I have is three parts. It's got a battery, it's got an atomizer, which has a wick on one end, and a heating coil inside of it. And then you have a liquid that goes into it, and then that liquid is burnt, creating vapor, and then you breathe in the vapor and breathe out the vapor. Now you're saying, wait a minute, what am I breathing in? What am I breathing out? Well, again, you need to do research. And what I've found out is one of the main ingredients in that liquid, 99% of that liquid, is propylene glycol. Propylene glycol, after doing my research, is not bad for you, as I can read so far. If anybody wants to prove me wrong, by all means, post your comment below and let me know, because I've been searching, I can't find anything. You can find propylene glycol in dried ice, when they create the fog, mist, at concerts. You can find it in snow cones. Yeah, you're not inhaling it maybe, but you're eating it and it's going into your body. You can find it in many different products. Another ingredient that's in the e-liquid is food taste. Artificial, maybe real. For instance, if you like peach and you put the flavor peach inside the propylene glycol, and then you'd be inhaling it and exhaling it and getting a taste of peach. Also, what you can get to as well is nicotine. Now, this is the big part of electronic cigarettes and the big problems that are happening in Health Canada, FDA, in North America. And um, you can get this product with different levels of nicotine. I've seen it in 38 milligram, 24 milligram, 18 milligram, 12 milligram, zero nicotine. So you can actually do this and not even have nicotine. You can go from a certain level of nicotine to zero nicotine and not even do this if you don't want to do it. Or you can do it with zero nicotine and get that same feeling of actually smoking a real cigarette. And that's totally up to you, whether you want to have an alternative or not. To me is, well, if I'm breathing in vapor and it doesn't have all kinds of chemicals and carcinogens and it's vapor, how bad is that? You know, go into the pharmacy and look at what you put into a vaporizer for your child and look at the chemicals that are actually listed in there that your child is actually breathing. Of course, all these things must have been researched and approved, and then it's okay for your 3-month-old infant to actually breathe in this vapor and all the chemicals that are inside that vapor. Well, there is not as many chemicals in a e-cigarette liquid than you'd find in other vaporizers that are actually on, or vaporizing liquids that are on the shelf today that you put in your room for your children to breathe. So that's another big controversy there. We're not going to get into that. Now, the electronic cigarette, it is, again, I believe, an alternative to smoking. It is not something that I would recommend a new person pick up and just start doing. Why would you? Don't breathe anything into your body that you don't have to breathe into your body. If you're a smoker, by all means, electronic cigarette is a great alternative. And again, talking about Health Canada and the FDA and approvals, well, a big thing in Canada is the nicotine, which is listed as a drug, and it's not approved. And from what I've been reading, it's not approved because they don't know the effects of actually inhaling nicotine and exhaling nicotine. And I find this kind of funny because after doing my research, one of the alternatives I came across was doing the Nicorette inhaler. The Nicorette inhaler is a liquid cartridge that is put into a device, and you breathe this device in and exhale that device or that product, and it's nicotine. So you're taking nicotine, putting it into your lungs, and exhaling it. And this is a approved product by Health Canada, the FDA, as an alternative to quitting smoking. But yet, when we talk about an electronic cigarette, it's not approved. I'm going to have more information on this, and I'm going to have my first experience with my electronic cigarette and some liquids that I've been playing with and tasting and loving. And here's a little demo of everything I've been talking about. Yep, just felt like I took a drag of a cigarette, but it's not. It's water vapor. Keep vaping.